Welcome to Darkness to Light podcast. I'm your host, Jason Wilson. We explore supernatural topics and experiences. On this episode, we were joined by psychics Stacy Mitchell and KellyJo Monaghan. They gave us the chilling realities of what it's like to not know you're a psychic and much more. Coming up next on Darkness to Light. KellyJo, tell us about your last case.
I had one a month ago or so, and it was a lady that was psychic, and she didn't know she was psychic and a medium, and she was having things come to her. And so I taught her ways to help herself so that she's not scared to death every night, everybody looking at her over the bed.
So what kinds of things were happening?
Well, she'd have things touch her. She had a man every night bending over, pulling on her blankets, and she's had this all her life, but she ignored it.
Okay, so she's one of those people that has her third eye open all the time as well.
Right. And she didn't want to acknowledge she was a medium, and she's an older lady.
Oh, how old is she?
She was like in her 80s.
Oh, that's wow. Okay.
She was like, if I pretend like it's not there, it's not there.
Oh.
I said, how's that working for you?
Exactly. How do you pretend that something's hovering over you in the bed?
I know. But she's doing better now. And I said, if you're a zebra, you can't be a cheetah. So that's not going to work.
Right. So what does she do for a living?
I do not know. All I know is she was an older lady.
Oh, okay.
We were just trying to correct the issue. She thought that I taught her a prayer to send it to the light, through the light, because she had everybody coming, and tools so that she's not, to say her prayers, to ground herself, to do her meditation and her meditative prayers. She liked that idea, and it really helped her.
Oh, okay. That's good. So, Stacy, what cases are you on right now?
Well, I came back to Central Oregon for a case as very much like what Kelly's talking about. This young man, he didn't realize he was psychic, and he and his wife called me, and they had just left their home and was spending the night in a motel, and asked me if I would come and help them, that their house was haunted and they were being basically stalked by this thing, and they had just bought this home a month before. And I came over, and that was the first thing. It's like, you're psychic and you don't even understand that you are. And he thought he was crazy, thought he had a brain tumor or something. He's seeing things, and so I helped move on the spirits that were in the home. It was a very old homestead, and then did a lot of work with him. And I'm back this week to do some more work to just kind of walk him through creating boundaries, putting out the rules. I mean, like, look, you guys, you can't just filter into my room 24/7. You got to let me sleep. You need to leave me alone. But taking control of his home and his family too. I mean, now his family has to deal with this, and he's newly married. And so it's a lot to take in, but he's doing really good. And the family was ready for me to come over and do some more work with them and around their home, fortify their home a little bit more for them, because they haven't been able to sleep because they've been being bothered. And so there's one. I'm over here for 6. I'm working with 6 different cases in the next 3 days.
Oh, wow.
Over here.
Wow.
So yeah, it's it's going to be, a couple of days, but good, because I'm here to help these people. So it'll be
Well,
good.
the veil is extra thin and it's Halloweeny.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
that's next week.
And, maybe that's why lots of stuff is sparking up.
Uh-huh.
But no, I'm very grateful to be able to just help people navigate. Sometimes that's really all they need, is to know that they're not crazy,
Right.
and some tools to navigate this other side, and that you do have control. You can make boundaries. I mean, that is your home. And it doesn't have to be full of people all the time. So, and to take the fear out of it, to try to take some of the fear out.
I did have another case where I had a girl that's learning how to do energy work, and she's also very psychic and aware, and she was toting everybody home with her. And she told me I need to teach classes and teach people how to white light protect themselves, and that you aren't nuts, and to tell them not to go home with you and not to take the energy of the other person on into your body. It'll make you sicker quicker.
Yes.
I think that's fascinating, though, that there's a lot of people that don't realize that they're psychic.
Right.
Yeah. I think too, a lot of the fear is they don't talk about it. They know there's something weird, right? But if I talk to anybody about it, they're going to think I'm nuts. So I'll just keep it to myself until this whole thing gets bigger than, what they can handle anymore. And that's kind of what's happened in one of my cases. It's like, they realize there's something, but they don't understand that they're psychic, and that they do have some control, with learning over what's going on. They're not just being jerked through this crazy ride, without any control over it.
So for people that have that natural gift, what types of things are they experiencing?
Yeah, well, they see things out of the corner of the eyes. They have feelings that aren't theirs. They'll be bothered at night. They can't sleep. They hear voices. They hear their names called. And they're like, whoa, am I going nuts? Whoa, I'm hearing voices. Oh, I'm seeing stuff. What is that? And if you're open, you're going to, have everybody coming in, because you are delight. Right. And then when you do energy work, you have to be careful that you don't bring the energy of the sickness with you too, because they don't know to white light protect themselves before they ever touch a body.
Okay, so how do you go about controlling those things from coming in?
Like she said, put up limitations and boundaries. Say, look, peeps, don't come and bother me all night long. You got to let me sleep, and you set up a time. Okay, you can talk to me, for half an hour in the morning when I'm having my cup of coffee, and then you guys got to let me go along with my day.
One of my followers asked me a question this week. She asked me, how do you control your ego from preventing you from being a good psychic?
Your ego has nothing to do with it. It's channeled.
Right.
I mean, when you do a reading, your biases, your thoughts, your whatever has nothing to do with them at all.
Exactly. And if there is ego in the way, you won't be a good psychic. You'll get in your own way, and maybe even run the risk of creating damage. Okay. Right. Because your ego's in the way, because, you think you're a hot shot or whatever. And that can be horribly damaging to people. So I don't know how anybody can be any good anyway with an ego in the way. It's a block.
I tell people that it's God, not me. It's my God-given gift. It's channeled. I don't do nothing. Sometimes I'm sure you've done readings too where you didn't even remember what you told somebody because it was just channeled.
It's mainly that way with me. Yes. I mean, I remember kind of what we talked about,
Me too.
but not details because those aren't my words.
Right,
Stacy has stepped aside, and it's
right,
my voice, but it's not me.
right.
And so, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what could be some repercussions from allowing your ego to control the situation?
Mm,
Oh,
wow.
go ahead.
Uh, they can
Go ahead,
be
Stacy.
they can be big. Okay. With ego in the way, something very nasty can slip in, stroke the ego, and now you've got a friend. Okay. Now you've been hijacked. Horrible things can happen with ego in the way. Not only that you aren't able to do true work, not only that you possibly damage people in their healing process, but you can allow really nasty things to seep through the cracks, in my opinion. And um, to me, ego is, I mean, none of us like somebody with an ego. We don't want somebody who's self-righteous and, they're just not fun to be around. But even more than that, I feel like it's dangerous to be around in the paranormal world with something like that, because they take risks. They think that they're protected from everything in the world and they don't have to worry or be aware. And and more importantly, they're typically taking people with them, you know. Um, and that to me is the biggest dangers about having an ego in the way.
Sorry, what I tell people, it's like a drunk driver and takes out everybody.
Uh-huh. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of cases where, a psychic or a medium will leave the scene of an investigation and that spirit that they were investigating has now followed them home. Um,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to
Mm-hmm.
tell the spirit to stay there. You don't let them come home with you. That can cause undoable harm. I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
can wait forever and get you.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Can that also cause that person to be possessed by that spirit?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe
That's
that too. I absolutely believe that. Or at the least oppressed, but possessed, yes, absolutely.
the issue of mental health with people right now dealing with the COVID virus. Have you seen that that has played a part in investigation of cases that you've taken on?
Oh boy.
Basically, a lack of being able to control your mental health.
I have seen that a little bit in that the seclusion of, okay, people, they don't have support, they're alone, they're working from home, they never leave their house. That it has caused a state of depression that adds another layer to um, the paranormal whatever we're working on. Okay. I have seen that. I haven't seen it in a real in a huge, I haven't had a big case where that was like the main thing. But definitely the seclusion. People, we're not meant to be alone. We're not meant to be secluded from our loved ones or co-workers or whatever. And that plays, it takes a toll on a person's psyche. And then if we got an issue going, another issue, mental health issue or paranormal issue, to me it just adds on another issue. It adds on another layer to it.
Yes, absolutely. What do you
Mhm.
think, Kelly?
Well, I do readings and I've been having to talk people down off the ledges.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
They're like very
Yep.
upset, very frightened, very concerned about the world and as a whole, you know. And a lot of times I'll just tell them, well, no matter what happens, you still got to chop wood and carry water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bring this up because within the next 2 or 3 months, we could be headed for another quarantine.
right.
So I think that both of you will see your cases rise with that as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Kelly's right about, talking people off the ledge for a second, because they are scared. They're scared. They're broke. They're scared. They're whatever it is. And just to make them, calm them down, get them situated so that they can, like, you know, engage with you. And now we can, do our reading. But yeah, it's
We do a lot of breath
mhm,
work because
mhm.
they
Oh,
aren't breathing.
oh, right. Wow.
So you recommend that and meditation, Kelly?
Yes. And a grateful list. If you do a grateful list for 30 days, it changes how your brain looks at stuff. I don't care if it's for a nice eyelash.
Mhm. Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely being grateful for what you have definitely clears up your outlook on life in general.
And then I also tell them to go, in a safe way to like a beach. I live in Florida, so they could go to the beach or go for a walk or to get outside, to get out in nature, and that helps.
I
Look at
agree
the
with you,
clouds,
Kelly.
look at the
Hmm.
sky. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in with the good air, out with the bad air.
I want to ask both of you, what do you personally do to detach yourselves from your work? I mean, I know that as a psychic, you have the gift of being able to see into the spirit world 24 hours a day. But how do you detach yourself from that?
You want to go first, Stace, or
Oh,
me?
sure. I'll go first. Detaching. It doesn't happen with me. But I am like, okay, this is my time right now. And I'm not going to be, I just kind of make that boundary. But no, you're on 24/7. But, um, that's your normal, and you just learn to adjust to that. And boundaries are really important. Um, I do not allow people to come to me at night and stand next to my bed and want to talk to me and want me to fix their problem. I help them later. I'm not helping, so I think boundaries in order to just live our normal. But I think that's also, and just like Kelly said, I live on the Oregon coast. The beach is a big deal to me. And for me, that's where I go get like squared away. And I walk on the sand barefoot. I don't care if it's raining or what it's doing. And so being able to maybe be grounded, not so much as detached, because it's there. Um, for me, that's how I do it.
Okay, Kelly.
I'm like her too. I'm on 24/7, but I tell them, look, quit filling up the bedroom. You got to go away. you know, excuse you. And
Okay, so
I love to watch movies. That's my getaway.
okay, what type of movies?
All kinds. Um, I like camping movies. I like dramas. I like comedies. I like the comedies. I like all of them.
And what about horror since we have Halloween coming up?
I don't like the slasher hacker, where they chop everybody up, but I like a good scare.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
you too, Stacy?
Oh yeah, I love monsters. So I love horror, and I love Halloween, and all these movies and stuff is just nothing like what we deal with really in real life. Um, and I mean, to me, there's been a couple that were kind of close, but I don't know. I've always loved horror movies, so
Me
yeah.
too. And I like the old Blob or the
Oh
50
yeah.
Foot Woman, or I'll sit and watch Attack of the Killer Tomatoes because it's so stupid.
And Stacy, what are some of your favorite horror movies?
Oh my gosh. So black and white, because I'm old and I love old style movies. The original Dracula,
Yeah.
Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman. I love all of those. Of course, Jaws. I mean, Jaws is one of the best. And to me, that's a horror movie because, it'd be horrific to be in the water with anything. So those are my favorites. The monsters, and not so much. I don't. Slasher movies don't do anything for me. I like monsters because really, all of those monsters are just misunderstood. That's all.
How are they misunderstood?
Oh, like Dracula, he just wanted love, and Frankenstein just wanted a friend. And, the Wolfman, he was just really a good guy. He was just cursed. And so just misunderstood. They weren't really monsters. And, when's a monster not a monster? When you love it. So it's, yeah, they're just misunderstood.
Okay. So, what horror movies have you seen that closely depict what you do for a living?
Well, a lot of the things on The Exorcist, and I don't mean like the crazy pea soup stuff, okay? I mean like the speaking and the eyes and things like that. So those are things. In fact, that's a movie that I don't watch. I don't watch it. I've watched it, but I don't watch that one anymore because it's just too close to some of the cases I've been on, and I'm not interested. When I watch a movie, I want to be entertained. I want it to be taken away from reality, and so that's the one that sticks out for me at first. Is that movie. And not the obvious things. It's more the subtle things,
Right.
That are more unnerving because they are subtle. Before the everything breaks loose. But yeah, that's the one for me. That's the one that I don't watch that one anymore.
Go ahead, Kelly.
But I like The Sixth Sense because I could tell they were dead.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah.
That one was a lot like, how we see, but they don't all come to you all messed up. The people that were, how they died, they kept coming to them and how they died.
Right.
But that was done very well because I'm like, ooh, neat. It's like how I see. Ooh, neat. Like, ooh, cool. Mm-hmm. And then I like Ghost Whisperer. I like that show.
I have a question about The Sixth Sense because I rewatched that movie recently. Kelly, do you see them in solid form like they did in the movie?
Oh, yeah. I can see them just like they're sitting there. And sometimes I'll have dead people come and sit and talk to me. And I never know if it's real or Memorex.
Really? So they don't look transparent at all?
No. I had a Civil War soldier get in my car in North Carolina.
He did he open the door and get in?
Yep, he got in, he sat down, and I said, oh, you must be doing a reenactment. And he was the blue coat, because he had the blue cap and the blue outfit. And he goes, oh, man, we've been doing this all day long. And then all of a sudden, he just vaporized.
Wow.
Oh, God.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
But it didn't scare me. And I've gotten in trouble. Like, I'll see whole scenes and have smell-o-vision, taste-o-vision, hear-vision. I thought they were doing a reenactment on the battlefield because I could smell the sulfur of the bullets. I could hear the cannons going off. I could smell horse poop. I could smell all that going on. And then I went in the information place and I said, oh, you're doing a reenactment. They go, what reenactment? I just tiptoed out the door.
Wow.
Oh, God. Stacy,
wow.
have you seen a spirit that was in solid form?
Not as solid as that. No, mine are very, I see them very clear, but they do have a transparent look to them. They're not like you and I. Um, and I see mine in various stages. Sometimes they show me younger. Sometimes they show me as they died. Sometimes they show me at their death. It just kind of depends on them and the message that they're trying to get through. Yeah.
Now, when I do medium shipping, the people pick their best age, and they come to
Yes.
me at that age.
Yeah.
You know, like if their legs were messed up, they'll come to me at age 32. They wear their pretty shoes and they're kicking their heels up. It's like, I'm dancing now.
Okay, so Kelly, with a person who has died that you can see their spirit and they're in solid form, can they touch you?
I don't let them touch me. They're not allowed. If they do, I reprimand them because I don't want them grabbing me.
But it is possible.
Oh yeah, I've been touched, and I've had to reprimand a few of them.
And has that happened to you, Stacy?
Yes, it has. And I do not like to be touched. It makes me mad. Especially if I'm doing an investigation, a house cleansing and stuff. And, you get shoved around. I've been shoved up and down the steps and shoved over. And but I have had people who were very sweet that were crossed over that I was speaking with, and they showed love, or they would reach out a hand. But they don't typically, for me, they're not intrusive. They don't step in. I feel like a lot of them are aware of their energy and they don't want to come in. I don't know if it's they don't want to come in too close because we channel, but some spirits are just very respectful and they don't have to try to jump in to get your attention or speak with you. But nope, I don't like to be touched because it's usually somebody that I don't want touching me, or they're not being respectful or nice. And yeah, I don't like that at all, and I don't allow it. But, and I think that too, it's like, once you've been doing this for as long as we have, it's like, it doesn't creep you out anymore. It's like when I'm touched, it makes me mad. I don't like it. And it's not creepy or scary. And I think that, you're able to maybe keep a boundary and crack the whip a little bit easier once you've done it for a bit. I don't know. I think Kelly and I are probably like that. Or maybe we're just, maybe we just keep them in line. I don't know.
Well, I think you're perfectly justified for being like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been jumped a couple times, and boy, did I yell at them. It was a negative entity. I'm just like, oh, hell no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They'll try.
Yep, you're going too late now. Yeah.
So what, were you asleep when this happened?
No, I was on a case and it ran through me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, you're going too late. Mama, don't play.
Mm-hmm.
It ran through you. How does that feel?
Awful. It feels gelatinous and cold, and it makes your heart skip a beat. It messes your electrical system all up. Takes you a minute to get the wits back.
Yeah. Wow. Ladies, I wanted to ask you a question about Halloween. Do you recommend that people go to like a haunted house tour or something like that? Is it dangerous?
Oh, Kelly, do you want to take this one first?
If you're open and you're aware, you can take something home. Nobody thinks to say a prayer of protection before they go do stuff. So if you're going to a haunted house, you can bring something home with you. So unless these people teach people how to protect themselves, I wouldn't recommend it because you can get a medium that don't know they're medium, and then you got problems.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you think, Stace?
I agree. I think that there is risk always. I think that this is the time of year when it's a little bit easier to connect, and I think that a lot of times people are. It's exciting, and they're scared. They don't really take it seriously, but they want to go because we all like that. That's that scary thing, and they just don't understand the seriousness because it can get wild, um, without you even realizing what's going on till it's too late. Protection. Everyone that knows me, I preach protection, 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 and but it's the risk that we all run. It's the risk people run when they go to these places. It's the risk people run when they do the work we do. It's there, and it's a part of it. And you know these buildings, or this history, this haunted history, is interesting and it's amazing, but we have to remember too, all those spirits that live in that place, they're having to deal with all these people,
Right.
and at what point is that really kind of turning them out to make some money? I mean, really, and instead of just letting them either move them on or whatever. But it's a fine line, really.
Yes.
I mean, I enjoy going to places, and yet, I know that when there's a public place that does that, spirits are bothered. So, which way do you go on that one? I'm not sure.
Okay, and ladies, what do you usually do on Halloween? Is there anything special?
Well, Halloween's my favorite. So the whole month of October, I dress up any chance I get. I do every event that I can. And this year's a little bit different. COVID has changed everything for all of us. But typically there would be a lot of Halloween events, doing a lot of public readings and different things. And Halloween for me is always a great big thing. And Halloween night, is fun for me to just go out and watch people. Halloween in my book's always a big, big time. And this year is really sad that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that could be dangerous, actually, but
Yeah.
it can't. It won't stop you from dressing up. Who do you like to dress up as?
I'm just me. I'm just the scarier, a little maybe scarier version of me. So yeah, it's just me.
Okay, Kelly, what do you like to do on
Oh,
Halloween?
I love Halloween, and like she said, a lot of times I'm doing parties, but not this year because of COVID. Oh, I love dressing up of everything. I'll dress up as a witch or a fairy or you know Elvira.